movies with great architecture impact the character.
We see them moving through spaces and interacting with architecture.
The areas occupied by people provide us with information like social status, behaviors, body language, habits without saying one word. In this week's episode of Archi Clan, we will discuss with architecture in movies like Blade Runner 2049, Padmaavat, and Spirited Away. I'm Kavil Bagh, your host, and let's get into it. Starting with a bang, Blade Runner 2049 picks up where the first Blade Runner movie ended. It starred Harrison Ford and was directed by director Davis Villeneuve.
Blade Runner 2049 continues following Ryan Gosling, a replicant hunting Blade Runner from LAPD. Replicant beings are synthetic human manufactured as slave labor, some of whom have shown an illegal predilection. While working on one of the cases, Kay makes a discovery that will have profound consequences for humans and replicants. While filming the architecture of Los Angeles, the design is non-existent compared to that of first film, making the movie feel devoid of civic soul, which is perhaps the point.
The movie opens up with a wide shot of California in 2049 with urban areas just copy-pasted throughout the plains, and it seems like they are never ending, showing us the loss of the soul, which is the urban fabric of the city.
Urban fabric. Urban fabric is a high-quality design in a town with several small blocks close together. Within each block are several buildings, most with narrow frontage, frequent storefronts, and minimal setbacks from street. Returning to the movie follows Kay, the replicant LAPD officer, flying in his car towards the LAPD office tower. On the way, we see concrete structures planted all over the ground with large holographic billboards, diminishing the human scale and making people feel like ants in front of the brutalist architecture. Brutalist architecture emerged around 1950s, characterized by the use of steel and concrete in massive blocks. Their sole purpose is to house someone, but it fails to accommodate the person. Le Corbusier designed one of the first buildings in brutalist architecture, Unité Habitation, in 1952. But the term came around in 1950s through Swedish architect Hans Esplund. Rainer Banham outlined the critical intentions of the style in Manifesto and published it in the Architectural Review in 1955.
According to the Manifesto, brutalism emphasizes memorability, material rawness, and honesty of structure.
But as mold emphasis, brutalism went much further than its material definition. The brutalist architecture is put most eloquently by a couple who did perhaps the most to the fashion brutalism as a radical socialist form of architecture, Alice and Peter Smithson. The bare structure was ready for dressing by the art of inhabitation, stated by the Smithsons. The idea was to create memorable fashion form out of decidedly raw materials to capture the inhabitants' spirit, to harmonize a place that would harmonize with their complex experiences over a long period.
Well, brutalist architecture is not bad architecture or something to be discarded, but the usage of massive forms devoid of social contact further drives the sensation of monotonous and melancholic behaviors and produces the feeling of being trapped or under constant surveillance.
Additionally, the acts of brutalism make the movie melancholy, creating a significant effort. This shot of weirdly shaped archive room draws a blanket of light through the singular opening at the side of the building. The building is being used to need some place to store things and work. No ornamentation, planning, or massive leaves. The boxes there feel like coffins and create this feeling of being stuck when no one views the area. This feeling of uneasiness shown in the capitalist world of Blade Runner draws from the term coined by late culture theorist Mark Fisher. While the most comprehensive outline of capitalist realism can be found on Fisher's extant blog K-Punk, a more concise description of capitalist realism is provided by Frederick Jameson, who posted that it is easier to imagine the end of the world than end of capitalism. Every architecture student must watch this movie. Lastly, we can see the building of Neanderthals, in which the spaces draw light as if it possesses its sun or sources of light. It has a wavy light pattern, like Love's underwater office space. This kinetic illumination pours through the roof, creating this ethereal light and proving an erratic and inconsistent feeling throughout the scenes. The space design and exaggerated brutalist architecture create a lighting technique perfectly manifesting Blade Runner's dystopian sets. Fun fact, did you know that LAPD building in California, the Trash Mesa and the Wallace Tower was done by physical model makers at Veta Workshop? It is so good, and look at this establishing shot of Wallace HQ. It looks phenomenal. Check their video of making these models, description below.
Moving on to the second film and changing gears, we have Padmaavat.
The movie Padmavat shows architecture in Indian cinema through its set design curated by Subrata Chakrabarti and Amit Ray. At the same time, most periodicals today have liberty to use CGI and VFX for the sets. The scenes from Padmavat were recreated in an area in Kolhapur.
The story takes place in primarily three spaces: the Palace of Alauddin Khilji, the Chittor Palace, and the grounds where the battle takes place.
The movie opens with scene in Afghanistan where we see Khilji's palace at the start of their reign. We know the use of mud in the set design for this palace. The extreme long shot, which shows context of the space, is shot here in this courtyard. The windows and doors are used as frames to showcase the entry of main characters in the movie, like shot of Ranveer Singh walking through or the Princess Mehru in the window. Since Alauddin Khilji was a cruel king and ruled over Delhi, he is shown in darker places with very little light. The dark color showcases Alauddin Khilji as the villain of the story or the antagonist. The Khilji's palace offers a different tone from the court of Chittor.
As Khilji's dynasty practiced Islam, we see the use of Urdu on the walls along with various other.
It has a lot of influence from Persian architecture regarding the frescoes and carvings. The use of black and dark color exemplifies the effect of one's negative emotion on the character. We see Rani Padmavati, played by Deepika Padukone, shown between two trees.
The blocking is done purposefully and is a critical thumb rule of architecture, where we use frame to draw light and ventilation.
It is also beautiful frame landscapes and welcome the outside to the inside through transparent glass. We will see more such examples as we move further into the movie. Moving on to the rock cut architecture inspired by Ajanta and Ellora caves in Aurangabad shows a natural and primitive look to the film, where torches and natural light from the leading entrance light the spaces.
The lights provide enough information to identify the room as a cave and show us the columns and the internal structure.
Chittor Palace showcases an actual depiction of Rajasthani architecture, using intricate arches, well-lit spaces, and flowing water bodies for marking entries, and placing characters is appropriately done, and we understand each character's emotions without dialogue. We even see the use of stone with details on the entrance gate showing stone bricks. The fort style architecture also shows that what we see in Rajasthan today. The palace is offered in its all grandeur and is often well lit. The elements reflected in Chittor Palace sets are very different from those shown in Khilji's palace. Although both these palaces show the courtyard, the nature of the courtyard is different in both cases.
The movie has some best long shots, signifying the arrival of characters and striving the story forward. Do you know what else drives this channel forward? You subscribing to the channel. 98% of you have not subscribed, and it will be a big help if you do, as I get more motivation to make such videos. Please also like and share the video and comment which architecture movie you would want to see being analyzed in the future. Next, Spirited Away.
Studio Ghibli was founded in 1985 in Tokyo by director Hayao Miyazaki and Isao Takahata and producer Toshio Suzuki to make films about pacifism and ecology and combine real characters with real fascinating beings from mythology of Japanese legends. Italian author Danny Calavaro says, Miyazaki places his narrative in natural and architectural contexts characterized by immersive graphic richness, the complexity of textures, and scrupulous attention to the smallest detail. The foundation for ideas is drawn from real things with special twist to their appearance. Beams and pillar unite fantasy with reality, making the structural details precise and of great artistic and sentimental value.
The movie follows a character named Chihiro, following them in a strange place where she needs to live with a pure heart.
The story resembles Alice in Wonderland, except here Chihiro's parents are turned into pigs and she has to work in the bathhouse of witch Yubaba, where she is put to test through various tasks through which she cultivates a pure heart. The architecture of Spirited Away sets the movie's tone. The character passes the red bridge to the spa owned by Yubaba. The spa claims to be an original hot spring spa, but we are quickly understand that Kamaji boils the water artificially with coal in the boiler room to heat the water in the spa.
From the beginning, a character named Haku is in favor of Chihiro, saving her from the spirit.
Haku asks Chihiro to find work at Kamaji or else Yubaba will turn her into an animal. She goes into the boiler room and finds Kamaji, the coal worker, and the space only seems to have area for functionality with one standard opening in it. It appears to have a vent directly connected to the private room of Yubaba and a small outlet for servant to bring Kamaji food and drinks. Unfortunately, the opening into the coal room is also a tiny sliding door that the servant has to climb up and crawl into, creating a sense of tightness and uneasiness which defines being controlled. The room of Yubaba is the epitome of maximalist architecture, and she is an embodiment of excessive possession from her jewelry to furniture and drapes. The fireplace creates a perfect example for an overly rich king and queen like Joffrey from GOT. Workers' quarters. Then comes the workers' quarters, where Chihiro sleeps after a long day of work. The only visible places are sleeping spaces which rest on floor on foldable mattresses and have a connected balcony.
As much as I enjoy open spaces, this communal sleeping space just doesn't do for me.
There is always someone in your private room and there is no privacy. And all spaces seem for the sake of function, where a person will sleep on the floor beside the stranger and wake up to do the work in spa and repeat. Lastly comes the space of Yubaba's twin, who is opposite of Yubaba and lives in a small hut that feels comforting and homely because of its round shape and minimal furniture with limited amenities enough for one person. In conclusion, movies are meant to show a story. Still, we often forget that architecture, clothing, lighting, interior space and colors play a huge role in manifesting these stories and help enhance the visuals of the same.
This is me, Kapil Bag, signing off, and please let me know which was your favorite moment in the video in the comments below. Also let me know what are the movies you would like to see analyzed which have some influence of architecture or art. Use them to make a video about it and analyze them in the future videos.